So much going on at this time of year that I did a separate tour of the allotment, and today I'm going to give you a tour of the polytunnel. And I think what I'll do is just show you the polytunnel and the conservatory, and that'll show you all the kind of early stuff and the main crop summer stuff and how it all works together as kind of a single growing system. So the polytunnel is kind of looking at its worst as we just transition from spring to summer, but it's certainly looking lush. That's the best we can say about it. So here I'm trying to make a little pea arch. Peas have grown really big. They're working their way across here. I don't know how far they'll get. Plenty of peas coming. Really looking really nice now. I was a bit dubious about this plant, but I'm quite happy now that I left it in. Got my early carrots. Those are the ones that we sowed back in November, and they are gorgeous. And I'm pleased that I've got a lot outside as well, because the ones that I grow in the polytunnel and leave in the polytunnel, they do tend to get a little bit of downy mildew. And doesn't affect the carrots at all, but it just stunts the growth. So I'll actually take that container outside, but I think once it gets started, downy mildew, there's not much you can do about it. The celery is just finishing, and my replacement celery plants are only a few inches tall, so we will have a little bit of a celery gap. Parsley is looking great still, no sign of that going to seed, so I'll probably leave that in. This is, I think, yellow pak choi or something like that. That has not been the best of the varieties that I trialled in spring this year. It's just grown too big too fast, and then it's gone to seed. And I think this is Becca. This is a similar sort of thing. This has been really nice though. I'm very pleased with this one. You can see that it's got beautiful stems, bit of mare's tail of course growing up there, but yeah, really happy with that one. I should be doing a separate video in going into the details of my Asian green growing experiments, and yeah, I've learned a heck of a lot over the last few years, and we're really happy with the Asian greens now and the way that we grow them. So there's a few more Asian greens here. These Asian greens were all planted in March. Last few of the sort of winter lettuces here, all really big, all going to seed, all coming out very soon, maybe even today. And then down here we've got, this is the bucket of carrots that we're currently harvesting from, and we have about 3/4 of a bucket a week that we can harvest. So they're coming on nicely. Dwarf French beans just about to burst into flower, but the dwarf French beans back at home are looking great. They're it's not obviously the most productive crop, but it's just when you don't freeze them or buy them from the shops, it's just really nice to get them nice and early. Just back to carrots, got some really nice carrots out here, and peppers ready to go out. These are my second early peppers. Main crops will go out in a couple of weeks time. Just waiting for the bed to be cleared. Got a few of my second early potatoes, some onions at the back there. The broad beans, we've been harvesting broad beans now for 3 weeks, and really happy with these. And I was really happy to see that the second earlies are almost ready now, so these will transition perfectly over. Also very happy with the first early tomatoes, but the first early strawberries are the star of the show. We're eating these every day, and they're looking amazing. I've got loads of them, and I've got my second earlies back at home outside, and they're actually the same batch as this. It's just I moved half of them outside so that as these were finishing in the polytunnel, they would just be starting. And yeah, that's worked really nicely as a technique. So I'm kind of really pleased with that. What I'm going to do next year is I'm just going to do more first early tomatoes and just move a few more of these strawberries out early. And yeah, so these are tumbler, good sized trusses on them, and nice looking tomatoes. Not super early because it's not heated in here. There's only so much you can do without heat. It's my little seedling table. It's looking pretty lush. The chard's just finished. Got my main crop cucumbers. I've got 3 to put in. I've got 2 in already. I've got my cooking tomatoes in here. I've got my first early beetroot in here, and that is rooting. The roots are swelling really nicely on that, so they're about 1.5 inches, 2 inches in size now. And we're just running out of beetroot actually from store, so it'll be great to start harvesting these baby beets. Courgettes are doing really nicely in here. I've got 2 here, I've got 1 outside, and we've got loads more summer squashes to go out fairly soon. Climbing beans are looking nice, just starting to climb. And that is pretty much it, apart from my little seedling table. Most of these are ready to plant out now. All looking a little bit sorry for themselves, need a bit of a water, but not too bad. Down here will soon be tomatoes with the odd cucumber in here, and then dwarf French beans down the front. And as I say, I'll probably leave that little bit of parsley in there for a while until the next succession of parsley is ready, which it's not quite. Yeah, it's not so bad. Got to get out of here now though, because it's very hot. The things I like about growing in containers at this time of year is you can kind of move them outside when it gets a bit hot in the polytunnel. So I've moved those broad beans out. I'm going to get those carrots out as well, I think. Let's finish off the strawberry story. So these are the early main crops, and they're looking pretty good now. So these will follow on when the ones in the back garden finish. And then these are the late crop ones, which are ready about August. We've got some more main crop ones back at home as well. And then these are the super late crop. So these are the ones we want to be eating in autumn. So I'm going to take these flowers off because I don't want them putting any effort into growing strawberries. And to be honest, they don't taste very good. They taste amazing in autumn, but not so good at this time of year. This is a pretty good crop on this one, so it kind of feels a bit mean to be depriving it. But yeah, it's the right thing to do. And these are in tubs because I want to be able to move these into the polytunnel when the time is right, which will probably be about October, I'm guessing. So back in the conservatory at home, the cucumbers actually in the allotment are about a month away from harvest, but the ones in the conservatory are ready. We've harvested 30 so far, just from the 4 plants that we've got. These are 2 of them. You can see they're just dripping with cucumbers. We only harvested them 2 days ago. I've got another plant here, 2 plants here, different varieties. And I really like them in here until about summer. And when we hit summer, I really like this conservatory to be free of plants all through summer, and then we start again in autumn. I just like to take a break because there's a lot of watering involved and heat management and everything in the conservatory in summer if you've still got plants living in here. So yeah, I'd just like an easy life in summer. So I hope you like this quick video, and down below in the description you'll find a link to my ebook, and in there's a chapter all about growing under cover, and another chapter all about growing with lights, and yet another one all about polytunnel and greenhouse growing. So for more details on the sorts of things that you saw in this video, take a look at that. My name's Steve, this is the Seaside Kitchen Garden and Allotment channel, and I'll see you soon.